All right, guys. Nolan Walker here. Been an entrepreneur for a long time. If you've got questions, I'm coming on every day for an hour. See if I can answer questions. Own multiple businesses, have for a very long time. Got questions about business, marketing. I've worked with a ton of contractors over the years. I grew up in a contracting family, and my dad was actually a CPA, but we owned a flooring store. My family did, and then I got into home security, did tens of thousands of alarm systems, and now own digital marketing agencies. Here we go. Okay. If you got questions, I'm happy to answer them. Got everybody up. Questions about business, about marketing, how to get started, how tough it is, how long you should fight for. Stuff like that I can answer for you. We should be on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube currently live. Again, I'm Nolan Walker, owner of HVAC Webmasters, Plumbing Webmasters, Roofing Webmasters, DataPens, dabble in a little bit of real estate stuff here and there. If you got questions, I'm happy to answer stuff. Anybody got a question? Just now kind of getting going here. Sending this one out. This was out through business channel feeds. So if you're a business person, aspiring business person, entrepreneur, happy to help you, happy to answer questions. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Any questions, guys? Any questions for me? Nolan Walker here. Happy to answer questions. Any questions for me? Checking everything. I'm on a Restream. Any questions? I'm happy to answer questions if you've got any. Questions for me? Anyone have questions? Questions? Anyone got questions? Tips to show up on Google. Can I ask what kind of business it is that you're wanting to show up on Google on? I'll give my perspective from, got a lot of Google knowledge, by the way, tons, done it my whole life. And so I'll give a perspective for a home service. That's a lot of my knowledge on it. And so how to show up on Google, it's a really good question. Tips for that. I'll start you with no money and I'll dial forward. So you're starting out, you don't have money, you want to show up on Google, and you have a home service business of any kind. I don't care if it's power washing to roofing, plumbing, HVAC. We help people: roofing webmasters, plumbing webmasters, HVAC webmasters, DataPens. Digital branded signaling is where it's at, and it can run deep, but let's start with simple. Raise your hand and get verified with Google. They usually don't like a home, but I mean, let me rephrase it. The Google guidelines, webmaster guidelines say, Google guidelines say that you should have an office for a contractor, but they usually let a home go through. So if you've got a home, try it. and you can have that go through. Now, get it verified. They'll send you a postcard usually, and you'll get that verified. Then you'll attach a very cheap website. Again, we're going cheap first on how to show up on Google. Get that to show up first, and then you start getting reviews. Now, cheap website, I'm talking don't spend more than $25 a month on it. Yeah, this is where we start. And then you're linked to a website. Finish your Google business profile. Just Google business profile setup, and they will help you with it. Then start getting some reviews. Make sure you pick your category. Yeah, sorry, guy. Let me get you banned here. Hang on just a second, guys. Here we go. We'll just do a timeout. You can come back again next time. Okay, so as far as that's concerned, go and have them show up. Have it show up on that, start getting reviews. It's cheap so far, but now they know you exist. As you develop experience, expertise, authority, and trust, you are a digital brand with Google. And I'm going to talk a little bit deeper about it, but you're a digital brand with Google. So they need to see branded signaling. If you don't have much money and you've got something, you don't have a competitive category, just start getting reviews. Even if you have a competitive category, you've begun the relationship, and now they see digital brand signaling coming through. They know where you are. You've verified that location. So as far as that's concerned, you'll begin to show up on Google. You'll begin to see stuff. You might have some stuff begin to limp in, depending on the competitive nature of the area. It might take 3 or 4 months before you get a call. I don't want you to lose faith. And if it's very competitive, even if you're not going to get any leads right now, I still want you to start the relationship. It's such a big show, and it can be daily call volume. It can be your whole business to show up. Roofers, plumbers, HVAC, they don't need to do anything else. If you're a plumber or HVAC, you can get lots of calls every day in a big market. But let's say it's a big market. You've been doing this for 6 months. You started the relationship. It's worth doing it. You barely get a call. Now you get a better website. You start doing better signals, like stuff like data pins, and you begin to send better quality signaling through, and more time passes and you begin to get daily calls. It gets a little better and better as it goes. Google's still the big show, guys. If you're a home service contractor, I don't have anything again. I love all the other marketing. I love marketing in general, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It is all good for your business, but Google is still where buying homeowners are searching for stuff. It has not shifted to other stuff in droves yet. So you're still going to want to show up in Google first. Let's take the Google question just a little bit further. And Sonny, if you got any other questions on it, I can ask you answer it about it. But you want to actually, you want to take that and start doing other things. So your social media will pull in other digital brand signaling to you to help you show up in ranking. Other questions at all, guys? Any other questions? So yeah, that's on a different account there. I just realized it. Sorry, I'm on a Restream kind of figuring this out. Realize the importance of SEO. Guys, I mean, SEO is clearly the most important thing you're going to have right now if you're a service contractor, a business. I want you to work on getting that going and not losing faith. So depending on the size of the market and everything else, don't lose faith. Don't lose faith on doing any of this stuff. You're going to want to continue forward with good faith. Yeah, I don't know. That's a loaded question, right? Yeah, number one mistake, as far as how much money, you should spend money. It's silly when people don't spend money. You cannot do everything that you need to do for digital branded signaling. You can participate along with your digital marketing agency. I own digital marketing agencies. You should spend money. It is foolhardy and foolish not to spend any money at all. Somebody should spend, depending on what they're doing. If anybody caring about it is frankly in a competitive market, if you're in a market so small that you put it up and you show up on Google, you probably don't have to spend any money anyway. But as far as everything goes, you're going to want to actually spend money on that. You're going to want to compete for marketplace share, and it's going to be something that you can do and spend thousands on. It'll be your best return on investment dollar. Biggest mistake that people make when trying to start a business from zero, the marketing. I mean, I know I'm broken record on this, but that's how I got started with everything. It is the marketing. Biggest mistake by far. is that people spend money on other things. They get everything set up and then they don't market. So you market to a lead to a sale and everything's fixed from there. Anybody ever been to where would I start from zero? Yeah. I mean, as far as what to go from zero, again, start with marketing. If I'm a kid and I'm kind of wanting to nose around at business and I have a place to lay my head and I don't need to start business, I'm already going to start on a brand, a personal brand, and I'm going to get marketing going so that I have an audience. I'll market so that for the future a little bit. If I'm starting a business that's specific, a service of some sort, then I'm going to start with a Google account. Usually still, it depends on what it is, but from zero, I don't know. It depends on who I am. If I'm a dude that's a contractor, I'm going to pick a good contracting niche in a good sized market, and I'm going to start there. If I'm younger, I'm going to look into doing anything from AdSense response and, YouTube, TikTok, social media integration for a brand, and I'm going to get eyeballs that way. And eventually I'm going to monetize that brand into other things, a hard product of some sort or a service. So AdSense, some sort of sponsors, collab to the product itself. Most of my clients are guys that are doing contractor work and other things, and they will need to use Google primarily and some social media in order to show up on search rankings so that people will call them to buy a service, and they're not going to get viral on there to actually make AdSense money. But if I'm younger, I'm thinking about that nowadays, and I'm thinking about a personal brand before there's even any money made. Any other questions, guys? If I had to start from zero, gosh, if I had to start from zero and I need to make money right then, I'm doing whatever I can on the service business and providing the service. I don't care if I have to mow a lawn. I started out mowing lawns, but I'm telling you, y'all don't know how to do that nowadays. Nothing wrong with it still. But mowing lawns, plumbing, roofing, HVAC, if I'm not up there to where I have skill sets for something and I'm in a state where I don't have to have licensing, I might be cleaning windows, washing windows, doing stuff like that. I'd make money right there on the spot. Power washing, I'd make sure I made money, and then I would step the business up from there. That kind of business is easy to start up and make money if you just try to market a little bit. Most people don't market and they fail. It comes in from just failure of just flat out failing. Other questions? Anyone? I'm happy to answer other questions. Other questions? Yeah, as far as what age is concerned, I don't know, man. I started at 14, kind of. I was working pretty good by 16, 17. I don't think you should beat yourself up if you're not doing it by that age, but it's a good age to start. I think any younger than about 16, 17 is hard to start a business. I've heard people say that they think that's too early, but I don't think it's too early because it's just one of those things. If you don't start something, it's always out in the distance. You'll find yourself being 20, 30, 35. A lot of entrepreneurs don't start till they're like 35 years old working for other people. And sometimes they do well. That can be okay too, depending on where you are and how much urgency or need you have to be able to start. But if I was at home nowadays and I had my parents with me, I think I would helping me. I think I would start something online, social media, something. Yeah, I don't know. Going into debt. Yeah, I think it's probably overall bad. I forget which one of the sharks from Shark Tank was. I think it's Cuban, Mark Cuban. You don't need money. You just flat out don't need money. You still don't need money. And frankly, some of the money turn that people would claim, they are not going to need money usually to start. If you take money, you'll probably burn that money. You'll probably burn that money up. I would start a business on nothing if I could. Absolutely nothing. I'd take the money from the first sale, the first job to fund the growth. No money at all. Red flags for bad SEO. Yeah, it's just the fact that, you can look around. We've been doing this for 15 years. We're HVAC webmasters, plumbing webmasters, roofing webmasters, data pens. there's a lot of red flags. People are all hype. They don't have good reviews across multiple platforms. They don't look like they've been around very often. You can kind of tell. I'd be very careful about the sale, the hype of a sale when you got them on the phone. If they're tying you into long-term agreements, if they're asking for a lot of money down, we to this day will do almost no money to get started in a month-to-month agreement. So you can usually tell. It's hard now. Someone can curate their content and have their little media presence. It's a little bit harder to tell who somebody is on like Facebook, YouTube. You probably want to go check out their BBB and their Google reviews and all that be helpful. I would say that as far as digital marketers helping you, 95% are pretty bad people. Yeah. Let's see, guys. Hang on a second.